Salutations, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Chikafu na Tinashe. Thank you for joining us once again. Tonight we are making a wild mushroom beef stroganoff with dried oregano scented potato mash. So this dish is a very special dish. It's reminiscent of something that I actually grew up eating, which is beef stroganoff, but this time it's a twist on the dish with wild mushroom. So here we have various types of mushrooms. We have portobello mushroom over here, and then we have some white button mushroom, and we also have enoki mushroom. If you want, you can use the type of mushrooms that you can find, no problem, even one is fine. Then we also have some chopped garlic over here, and then we have some sliced white onions. So this will give a nice touch to our dish as well. And then we have some Scotch steak cut into strips. You can use any type of steak you want, depending on what you can get. And then we're going to add some sweet basil to our stroganoff, and sour cream, and also some milk. We have our potatoes that are boiling. So ladies and gentlemen, so for our carrot chutney, these are the ingredients. So we have our shredded carrots. I will just pass them through a grater. You can use a knife, but make sure they're thinly sliced. Then we have some smoked paprika to give it the smokiness, and then we have our malt vinegar. This will help to break down the carrot as well, and to give it that sharpness, give our chutney the sharpness. And then we have our brown sugar to give it the sweetness as well, to balance off the chutney. These are the basic ingredients for any chutney. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, now for our chutney, we have shredded carrots. We're just gonna toss them a bit, saute them, and then we're gonna add some smoked paprika. That again will give that smoky kind of fragrance to our chutney. So there we go, just adding our chutney. And then this is just a basic carrot chutney. You can have this as well for a salad or a cold salad, or as a side dish. And then we added some brown sugar. We'll just let that dissolve into the chutney. So as we know, chutney has a balance between the sharpness and sweetness. Basically that's your chutney. So once the sugar has melted through, you just want to saute that for a bit. Don't let your sugar burn down into the pan. So you just want to keep watching that as well. And then you just want to deglaze the pan with some malt vinegar or brown vinegar or some cider vinegar, and that will be your chutney, ladies and gentlemen. So you get that balance between the sharpness and the sweetness. So now we're just grating our potatoes. We cook them whole, and so now we're just grating them to get a nice finer mash if you cook them this way, because they don't absorb as much water, and you need them as dry as possible with less moisture. And then we're adding our milk together with some vegetable stock, or you can use chicken stock, or you can use the remainder of the potato water. Then we add some dried oregano, since this is a oregano-infused potato mash. So you just want to add some oregano as per your liking, and then we'll return it back to the stove so that we can mash it there whilst it's hot. So you want to make your mash when your potatoes are hot, and then you set aside. Then we're just going to put this back on the fire. So now we're moving on to the star of the dish, which is the stroganoff. We want to add in oil first. This pan is already hot, so I'm just gonna drop in our going to deglaze with some whiskey. You don't have to add whiskey, but this is so that we bring up the flavors back. Disclaimer, I'm not an alcoholic. I just like using alcohol in dishes. Gives it a distinct flavor and taste. Oregano-scented potato mash with a wild mushroom stroganoff and some